They say, deep in the forests of Assam, there lies a ruined temple, a temple that was never supposed to be built again. Locals don't speak of it. Birds don't fly over it. And those who enter don't come back the same. This is the forgotten temple of Narkasura. Long ago, before even the Mahabharata was written, there lived a fearsome Asura, Narkasura. A tyrant king with the blood of Vishnu and the arrogance of a god. He ruled Pragajotishpur, present-day Guwahati, with cruelty, abducting princesses and defying the heavens. Krishna, with his wife Satyabhama, killed Narkasura in battle. But as the demon lay dying, he laughed and placed a curse on the land. When my blood returns to earth, I shall rise and bring Narak, hell, to all who forgot me. The gods buried his remains deep under the mountains, and the world moved on. But the curse never faded. Cut to present day, a group of anthropology students from Delhi University traveled to a remote village in Assam to study ancient tribal rituals. Among them is Meera, curious, brave, and obsessed with forgotten myths. The villagers are kind but fearful. They warn the students to stay away from the jungle after dark. One night, Meera hears the story of a forbidden temple, swallowed by the forest and time. A temple built over something evil. A temple where shadows whisper your name. She asks, why not destroy it? The village elder, with a hollow look, replies, because we tried. And the forest took our children. Meera's curiosity becomes obsession. And the next morning, before anyone wakes, she enters the jungle alone. Meera finds it by accident. The trees suddenly part, and there it stands, broken but still breathing, a crumbling stone temple half sunk into the ground. Vines choke the pillars. An idol of a horned demon with empty eye sockets sits at the center. Her phone loses signal. The forest goes quiet. Not a single bird. Not a rustle of wind. Just silence. She steps inside. A deep, ominous background drone. She sees carvings on the wall, Krishna piercing a heart with his Sudarshan Chakra. But the heart is alive. Bleeding. It beats. She blinks, it stops. Then she hears it, chanting. Not from outside. From beneath the floor. She tries to run, but the ground cracks, and blood seeps out from the floor, forming ancient Sanskrit symbols. Her name echoes in the stone walls, Meera. Meera. Back at the village, the sky turns red. Crows fall dead from the trees. The elders know, the seal is broken. The students search for Meera, but only find her phone, lying outside the temple, screen cracked, camera still recording. The last video shows her screaming, her eyes turning black, as a horned shadow rises behind her. One by one, the villagers begin vanishing. Every night, someone is taken. Those who survive speak of a man, tall, ash-skinned, with a crown of flames and eyes like burning coal, whispering in their sleep. It is Narkasura, reborn through Meera's blood. A small group of survivors flee to the river, hoping water will protect them. But the river turns to sludge. Fish die. A black fog covers the moon. In her final moments, the village elder performs a forgotten ritual calling upon Satyabhama's spirit to return. A blinding white light splits the sky, and the temple is struck by lightning. There's a scream, Meera's no longer human. And then, silence. 3 months later, an army patrol discovers the abandoned village. No signs of life. No bodies. Only a journal left behind in the temple ruins. It ends with one line, he is awake. And he remembers who banished him. Today, the area is marked restricted. But thrill seekers sometimes sneak in. The ones who return say they hear chanting at night, that their dreams are filled with blood and a burning crown. If you ever go to Assam and find a forest where birds don't sing, turn back. Because once you hear your name whispered from the shadows, it's already too late.